Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn about allowances. How many types of allowances are there and what are the provisions are there and how to compute allowance, taxable allowance we are going to learn. And what is the meaning of allowance? I already said in the first video what is the meaning of allowance. The benefit given by the employer to the employee in the form of cash will be called as allowance. So whatever an employee is receiving, it is a benefit to the employee and it is taxable under the hands of employee only. So under which head it is taxable means it is taxable under the head income from salary. So income from salary, the meaning includes the wages, earner's allowance, basic pay, commission, bonus and gratuity, pension, leave encashment, everything is included under the head salary only. So this allowance also included under the head, and we have already learned about the gratuity. What is the provisions are there, and we have already done one question, and pension also we have seen the provisions and we have done one question. So today we are going to learn about the allowances. In the coming classes we will be learning about the leave encashment also. So coming to the allowance, if you can see the chart, the allowances is divided into four different categories. The allowances is divided into four different categories. The first category talks about fully taxable, second category talks about exempt up to some extent, and the third one talks about partly exempt, and the fourth one talks about fully exempt. In this first one and fourth one, we don't have any difficulty in doing the problem. That means whenever you will get a point, you need not compute anything. Because if you can see, the first one is fully taxable. That means whatever the amount is given in the question, we have to directly take into the pro forma. It is fully taxable. And when it comes to the case of the fourth one, it is fully exempt. That means if we can go through the points, whatever it is there, if you get the point from this fourth section, it is fully exempt. That means you need not take that amount in the pro forma. But where you will get a confusion or you have to do some workout in the working note means in these two cases. What are the two cases? Where up to some extent it is exempt and it is partly exempt. So from the first section, from the first type, let's see the provisions. So fully taxable, all the allowances which are not covered under section B, C, D will be covering here. So we have to go through these three things so that we will understand what all are not discussed in the B, C, D. It will be coming under this one. That means fully taxable. I gave some examples. See, earner's allowance, lunch or tiffin allowance, telephone allowance, city compensatory allowance, night shift allowance. These are the examples of fully taxable. That means if you are getting these things in a question, that means it is fully taxable. You have to take the total amount. And coming to the next one, exempt up to some extent. So that means what is the exemption amount? Means amount spent by you or amount given by the employer. Whichever is less, WEL means whichever is less will be allowed as exemption. For example, let's take an employer gave you 10,000 rupees for some what are the examples are there means I gave in the below. For some allowance, let's take for traveling allowance, he gave 10,000 rupees, but you didn't spend at all, and you want to claim the exemption from the allowance. You want to claim the exemption. If you want to claim 10,000 as exemption means it is not possible. Why? Because amount spent by you is nil, or amount given, whichever is less will be allowed as deduction. If you didn't spend anything, that means zero amount will be allowed as exemption. So here extent up to some exempt, that means how much amount will be allowed as exemption means amount spent by you or amount given by the employer, whichever is less will be allowed as exemption. For which things it is allowed like this means examples I gave. Let's see, conveyance allowance, traveling allowance, research allowance. Generally these allowances are given to the employee outside the India. And see, coming to the next one, which is very important, house rent allowance. House rent allowance I will explain with a separate chart. And see, the children education allowances. If an employer is giving to the employee children education allowance, then it is exempt up to how much? 100 per month per child, maximum of 2 children only. So that means the exemption amount is 100 per child. 100 per month per child. Maximum how many children? Only 2 children will be allowed as the exemption. So how to calculate means now we will be doing one example problem, you will understand. See the hostel expenditure allowance, how much? 300 per child per month, maximum of 2 children. And see the transport allowance. Transport allowance, what is the transport allowance means? From the office, home to office, office to home. For this transport, how much is the allowance given by the employer? 60. How much may be the given, but how much amount is allowed as exemption means 1600 per month will be allowed as exemption. And see the entertainment allowance. Where you have seen this entertainment allowance, if you can remember, it is an deduction under section 16 subsection 2. So I will discuss this also now with an example of a chart. So I said I will explain this house rent allowance and entertainment allowance. First I will explain with HRA, and then I will go with entertainment allowance. And see the last one, fully exempt. Which is fully exempt means allowances paid to judges of High Court, allowances paid to Indian Embassy, allowances received from a foreign. So these are fully exempt. You need not take anything. So now let's move forward with the house rent allowance. So coming to the HRA, for whom actually this is benefit means the employee who is living or who is staying in a rented house. Even though an employer is giving to all the employees, then we have to check normally where the employee is staying. Whether the employee is staying in a own house or in a rented house. If an employee is staying in a own house, even though the employee is receiving house rent allowance, it is a fully taxable. The amount whatever he is receiving in the name of house rent allowance, it is fully taxable. If the employee is staying in a rented house, we have to check who is paying the rent, whether SSC is paying the rent or some other person is paying the rent. If any other person is paying the rent, the HRA, whatever the employee is receiving is a total benefit. He is not using that at all. So it is a fully taxable. And if SSC is paying, if SSC is only paying the rent, it is partly taxable. Then what is the partly taxable means? See the provisions. Least of the following is allowed as exemption. That means from the following these 3 cases, the least one will be allowed as exemption. What is the first one? The actual HRA received. Actual HRA received by the employee. Who is giving? Employer is giving. So we have to take that amount as the first one. And coming to the second one, what is the second point means? 40% or 50% of the salary. So what is this 40 or 50% means? I will discuss it here. I made a note of it. And of the salary. Or the third point, rent paid by the SSC, rent paid by the SSC minus 10% of the salary. So in these 3 things, whichever is less will be allowed as exemption. So see the next one. I put a star mark on a salary. Why? Because I said salary includes all the things. What all the things? Basic pay is included, diurnal allowance is included, bonus, commission, gratuity, pension, everything is included. So if I say 40% of the salary should be taken or 50% of the salary means what salary you have to conclude, what salary you have to take means, see, salary means you have to take the base salary. What is the salary means? Basic pay we have to take, and we have to take a diurnal allowance. DA means diurnal allowance only when it is forming part of the retirement, then only we have to take. And commission, if it is given on a fixed rate basis, then only we have to take. If it is not forming part and commission is not given on the fixed percentage, then you need not take this diurnal allowance and commission. You have to take only the basic pay. That is the definition of salary according to the HRA. And coming to the next one, 40% or 50%. What is this 40%? When to give 50% means 50% is given to the employee who is staying in Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi or Kolkata. That means an employee who is staying in Chennai, these cities, and he is paying rent for them, the 50% should be taken. For them 50% it should be taken, 50% of the salary should be taken. For others who are staying in other places other than these 4 cities, for them 40% of the salary will be taken. What is the meaning of salary according to HRA? Basic and DA forming part of the retirement plus commission given on the fixed percentage. So now you have understood the HRA. Let's move forward to the entertainment allowance. So coming to the entertainment allowance is allowed as deduction under section 16 subsection 2. So entertainment allowance we have to see for which employee it is paid. If it is paid to the government employee, it is partly taxable. If it is paid to the non-government employee, it is fully taxable. Fully taxable means the total allowance of whatever we are receiving, an employee is receiving in the name of entertainment allowance, we have to take the total amount in the column, and whereas a government employee we have to compute how much amount is allowed as deduction. For that I have given the provision C. The least of the following is allowed as exemption. What is the least of this three means? C, the first amount is actual amount given as entertainment allowance. Second one is 20% of the salary. Here salary means we have to take only the basic pay. We need not take any commission, or we need not take any allowances or perquisite. Only basic pay we have to take, and 5,000 is the standard limit. So we, in these three things, whichever is less will be allowed as exemption in the entertainment allowance. So have to compute means, first of all we have to take the total amount received as entertainment allowance in the pro forma, and in deductions only we have to get this deduction. So have to do the do these procedure. We are going to learn this now with the help of an example. So today let's do this question as an example. I couldn't find any question which comprises of all the allowances or only allowances part. Here this question is a combined question where it will carrying 12 marks in my university. So see the question. Sri K.S. Sharma is working in Ministry of Railways, Government of India at Kanchipuram, Tamil Nadu state. He submitted the following particulars of his income for the previous year 2017-18. So this is the old book. So now the previous year is 2019 and 20. Compute the income from salary for the assessment year 2020 to 21. Basic pay, see what is the basic pay? It is given 32,600 per month. It is fully taxable. Entertainment allowance 3,500 per month. Entertainment allowance, so now only we have learned entertainment allowance. We have to see for which person it is paid. Here Mr. Sharma is a government employee. If he is a government employee, it is partly taxable. So we have to go through the provisions and we have to do one working note regarding this. House rent allowance 4,500 per month, and rent paid by him is 6,000 per month. That means he is staying in a rented house and he only paying the rent. Then this also it is partly taxable. We have to go through the provision and we have to do one working note. City compensatory allowance, it is fully taxable. If you want, you can go through the chart again. The first chart, what is it is fully taxable. So city compensatory allowance, it is fully taxable. He paid 200 per month as a professional tax. So this professional tax, I said I will explain while doing the problem, right? So I will explain now. So see the professional tax. What is a professional tax? This is actually paid by whom? Actually employee will be paying. What is this professional tax means? To continue the profession like doctor or lawyer or a chartered accountant, an employee will be paying this professional tax to the state government. It is maintained by the state government. So employee have to pay this professional tax. So what an employer will do for my organization or for my business, you will be paying this professional tax, right? So instead of you, or for whatever the amount you are paying, that benefit I will give to you, an employer will say. So if a professional tax is given by the employer, if employer is giving you the professional tax, whatever you are paying to the government, so first of all you have to add under the head allowance. What is allowance? The benefit given by the employer to the employee in the form of cash. So here whatever the professional tax you are paying for your profession, that expenditure, that expense, that employer will give you. So it is an allowance. So you have to add under the head allowance, and then you have to give the amount as the total amount as deduction under section which section 16 subsection 3. Or if it is paid by you, employee only, it is directly allowed as deduction under section 16 subsection 3. There is no interference of employer here. Employer is not giving you anything, so there is no benefit to the employee. That's why you are not adding anything under the head allowance. You are giving as deduction under section 16 subsection 3. Now coming to the question. See, he paid 200 rupees per month as a professional tax. Who is paying? Mr. Sharma is paying. That means the total amount, whatever Mr. Sharma is paying, 200 per month, 200 into 12, the total amount will be allowed as deduction under section 16 subsection 3. Here employer is not giving any amount, so if employer is not giving anything, we need not add anything under the head elements. Directly the total amount will be allowed as deduction under section 16 subsection 3. And see the next point, employer's contribution to SPF. I didn't discuss yet. We will be learning these things the next class, interest credited to SPF and so that's all our question. In the previous year, he availed free travel passes. This is a perquisite. Perquisite also we didn't cover. So that means up to here, how many points we have covered? Basic pay, entertainment allowance, and house rent allowance, and city compensatory allowance, and professional tax. Up to here, these points we will do the question. So this is the pro forma for computation of income from salary. I have already gave you the pro forma in the second class. That means in part 2 I have gave the pro forma for income from salary. We will have 4 parts. So one is salary, another one is allowances, perquisites, and profit in lieu of salary. The 4 parts together will be called as a gross salary. In the amounts column, we have to take only the taxable salary or taxable amount we have to take in the amounts column. So taxable amount we have to take the amount, total amount we will be called as, it will be called as gross salary. From gross salary we have to give 3 deductions, 16 subsection 1, 2, 3. After giving the deduction, the amount what we will get, the net amount will be called as income from salary. In our problem, in salary part, we have only the basic pay is there. We don't have any bonus, commission, gratuity, pension, provident fund is there, but we didn't learn yet, so I exempted that. So basic pay I have taken, and in 11th part we have city compensatory allowance. It is fully taxable, that's why I have taken the total amount. After computing, I will take the amount in this column. That means the total taxable amount I will take. HRA, the person is staying in Chennai and in a rented house, so it is partly exempt, so we have to compute. So in working note 1, we will compute what is the exemption amount. After getting the exemption amount, we have to deduct it from the HRA received, so that we will get the taxable amount. So I will take that amount here. Entertainment allowance, whatever the entertainment allowance is there, the total amount we have to take here, and the deduction amount what we will get, that we have to allow as deduction under section 16 subsection 2. How to get the entertainment allowance means, see, we have it provision for that. We have to go through this. The least of the 3 will be allowed as deduction under section 16 subsection 2. And see the next one. So standard deduction is 40,000. Entertainment allowance we have to compute under the section under the working note 2. And professional tax, if a professional tax is paid by the employer, we will add under the head allowance and we will deduct. But here, if we have seen the question, the professional tax is paid by the employee only. That means Mr. Sharma only paid. So the amount whatever he is paying will be allowed as reduction under section 16 subsection 3. If we have done, we can close the problem. So let's take one by one. 32,600 into 12. I am getting an amount of 3,91,200. 3,91,200 and allowances 1,500 into 12. So I am getting an amount of 18,000. I am taking that 18,000 in the inner column. And see, we have to next we have HRA. We have to compute this HRA. Coming to the provisions, what is the first one? Actual HRA received. Let's see the question. What is the HRA received? So see how much HRA we received. HRA 4,500 we received, and how much the rent is paid by Mr. Sharma, 6,000 per month. So see the question. Let's do the provisions. See, I have taken the actual HRA 4,500 into 12, 54,000, and see the next one, 50% of the salary. Why we are taking 50% of the salary? Mr. Sharma is staying in Chennai. So if an employee is staying in Chennai or Kolkata or Mumbai, we have to take 50% of the salary. So salary, what is the salary here? We have only basic pay. How much? 3,91,200. On 3,91,200, we have to take the 50% of the amount and take that amount here. So I got an amount of 1,95,600, and see the next one, rent paid minus 10% of salary. So how much is the rent paid? See the question. So he is paying how much? 6,000 per month he is paying. So rent paid is 6,000 per month. So 6,000 per month rent paid minus 10% of salary. 10% of salary. Salary how much? 3,91,200. Compute it and take the amount here. So see, I got an amount of 32,880. In these three, least will be allowed as exemption. Which one is the least one? Means 32,880 is the least one. So this amount is allowed as exemption. Then what is the actual HRA we received? Means 54,000. From 54,000 we have to deduct 32,880. After what amount we will get? Means that is the taxable amount. We have to take that amount in the pro forma. So see what is the taxable amount we will get. See, I'm writing here. I don't have much space, so you can write separately the actual HRA received. Write it as 54,000 minus exemption as per the provisions. Write down 32,880. So after deducting, this is the amount, taxable amount I am getting. So this taxable amount take in the main pro forma where you have written HRA. So I have taken the amount. See the next one, entertainment allowance. Entertainment allowance, see the question, how much is the amount is there? Total amount you have to take in this column. So see the entertainment allowance 3,000 per month. So 3,000 per month we have to take in the main pro forma. So 3,500 into 12, I am getting a total amount of 42,000. So we are done with the total allowances and we are done with the salary part. So total the amount and take it to the outer column. We will call it as a gross salary. So now the gross salary is 4,72,320. Now coming to the deduction part, what is the first deduction? Standard deduction. How much is the standard deduction? Standard deduction is available for all the employee who are earning income under the head income from salary. And coming to the second part, what is the entertainment allowance? So we have to compute this entertainment allowance under working note 2. What is the entertainment allowance? See the provision. First one is the actual amount. What is the actual amount? Entertainment allowance we are getting 42,000. So take that amount here, 42,000. And see what is the next one? 20% of the salary. Salary here means basic pay. What is the basic pay? 3,91,200. On that 3,91,200 we have to take the 20% of the amount. So we are getting 78,240. And what is the standard limit? 5,000. In these three, which one is the least one will be allowed as exemption? Which one is the least one? 5,000. So this amount is allowed as deduction under section 16 subsection 2. So this amount we have to take in the main pro forma. So 5,000 we have to take. And see the professional tax. The professional tax is paid by the employee himself. That means Sharma himself. So the total amount will be allowed as exemption. See the question and take the total amount. So see, he paid 200 per month as a professional tax. So 200 per month will be allowed as a deduction. So I'm writing here 2,400. So we are done with all the deductions and we are done with the problem. So the total these and take that amount in the outer column and deduct that amount from the gross salary. So I have the total deductions as 47,400. I have deducted from the gross salary. So I am getting an amount of 4,24,920. This is called income from salary. So this is how we have to do the problem. So first we have to take the salary and allowances. So here whatever the amount we are taking, we have to take only the taxable amount. So if there is any competition part is there or partly taxable amounts are there, so we have to put it as a working note and we have to do the working note. Remember, the working note will also form part of an answer only. If you are doing only the problem and you are neglecting or you are not showing these working notes in the problem, means they won't give you the exact full marks. They will cut off 4 marks for these working notes. So these working notes should form part of the answer only. As I don't have the space, I have done in a messy manner, but you have to project these answer in a systematic procedure. So this is the pro forma, have to compute. So to the total 4 parts parts: salary, allowances, perquisites, and profit in lieu of salary. The four things together will be called as gross salary. From gross salary, we have to give the three deductions: standard deduction, entertainment allowance, professional tax. Entertainment allowance and professional tax. Professional tax, if employer is paying the amount, means professional tax, whatever employer is giving, we have to add under the allowance, and then we have to give it as a deduction. Here employer is not giving, Mr. Sharma is paying, that's why we are directly giving it as a deduction. From the total deduction, we have to deduct from the gross salary. The net amount what we will get will be called as income from salary. After going through all the concepts, we will be doing one final question. Thank you for watching.